Right. So I thought I'm going to talk about fire because it's something that is so primal in our brains, ingrained, like hardwired in, and nobody can escape the allure of it. So this is something that has been playing in our work and started out with a very little experiment. I don't know. Can people actually see me as well as the presentation? So there's a little circuit board, and it all started out with that. A little experiment to have a bunch of LEDs and to recreate a candle flame. Surprisingly, you can make this look really, really natural, even though the pixelation is, oh, you've got one there. I can't believe it. Look at that. Awesome. It's very pixelated, but we can make very, very smooth animation. And when you step away from it, you can nearly not distinguish it from a real flame. And this is an experiment I showed to Ingo Maurer many years back. And he's like, I'm going to have that. So we put it in production with him. It made it straight into the MoMA permanent collection. And we've been playing with this ever since. So here you can see a little experiment we did for Nassetti, which I really love. We kind of nicked one of his designs and brought it alive. But then we've also done really quite gigantic installations, always with the same idea, putting flames into these lanterns, flying lanterns. So something very much coming from more Asian culture. We installed 1,200 of those in Bista village. And then going back onto the smaller scale, here are some of our own products. Maybe I should tell you a little bit about this logo. This is Japanese, it says forest. Actually, my surname is Waldemeyer, which is the man from the forest. And turns out we are very near to Epping Forest here in London. So this all kind of comes together. And also it looks a little bit like a Union Jack. So there's a tiny bit of Britishness in that logo. So here's one of the very latest ones where we upped the resolution a bit. And it's really quite satisfying because you really can see the shadow like within the flame on those larger ones. This one here is in production right now, the very first prototype being made in Italy. We're waiting to look, to get these pieces back, so I can only show you a render, but it's inspired by 18th century chandeliers. And here you can see Fabio actually working on our pieces in Italy. And funny enough, even the making of the glass involves fire, and it's really incredible to see him work. This is borosilicate glass where you start out with an extrusion and you just heat it up in the area where you want to deform it. Now, let's jump to something a bit more rock and roll. This is a kind of like a gallery piece that we made, and we showed it in PAD and Design Miami. We got one commission out of this. We made a piece like this for the U2 bass player. Just a little bit playfulness. Let's go to something sort of slightly more crazy, always in the world of entertainment. Here's a hat that can also have a flame animation on it. Something we did for Philip Tracy for a show in Berlin called Vivid, which unfortunately I think it's shut down right now. And then going on to even bigger animations onto the Bentley car. We worked with Bentley for their 100-year anniversary, and we were involved in everything that lights up on this car. And during the development, we did have a little bit of fun putting flames onto the front grille and onto components on the interior. This one here is a glass piece made from lead crystal that is in the center console, and it's actually the embodiment of the AI. So the car's AI kind of visually communicates to you via this piece here, a little bit like the animation of Siri on your phone. And so we did put flames onto that. It didn't quite make it into the production car. And sadly, also the front grille flames didn't make it. So at one point in time, we had it like a hot rod style, which was really amazing. But here you go. This is a more sort of cleaned up animation. And this is the one that was actually shown in the end. And the rear lights are also very satisfying, really beautifully crafted. And again, have a little bit of a flame-like sort of appearance. What I really enjoy about this is the nuances in the color. The light actually comes through the varnish and then As you go further to the outside, it's like more 3D. Now, lastly, I want to show you an idea of like a pixel or like a morphing pixel, which also can create sort of a flame-like appearance. Here you can see a single circle. This one is actually a bicycle rim. This was designed for people to be able to make this at home. Taking this idea of a morphing pixel and multiplying it, this is an installation we did for Fontanate in Milan. And you can see that you can create really soothing and smooth animation across it, even though the pixels are extremely low resolution, but the light within them, thanks to this morphing idea, makes it very, very smooth. This is another shop window that we designed for a company called Massive Music. They have this double M logo. And so we created, we made the logos into pixels and retro illuminated them. Again, like flame animations on that. It really gives a great atmosphere to the office, also on the inside. These are some objects that we made more for the gallery domain. They're inspired by Chinese vases, and you can see there's a fire vase and a water vase. So a little bit the yin and yang idea of the opposites. Yeah, so this is us, Studio Waldemeyer. Follow us on Instagram. Would be lovely to see you there, posting crazy stuff whenever we come up with them. And yeah, have a look at our Mori candles. Astrid has it there in her hand.
And we'll go full screen in a minute.
We love it. We love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great.